Hey, I'm Coach Hurd, and thank you for tuning in to the Word from Coach Hurd, where I give you real talk biblical lessons because you already know I'm going to tell it like it T.I. is. The title of today's lesson is M.O.M. And we're going to use M.O.M as an acronym. The first M is going to stand for miraculous. The O is going to stand for oasis. And the last M is going to stand for masterful. And the lesson is going to come from 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 5. And the Holy Spirit got the Apostle Paul to say, I remember your genuine faith, for you share the faith that first filled your grandmother Lois and your mother Eunice. And I know that same faith continues in you. You see, what Paul was telling us in this passage is that when he looked at Timothy, he saw the same faith and strength that he saw in his grandmother and mother. So what that tells me is that his grandmother and mother instilled the same traits into him. And that's what mothers do all around the world for their children. So let's take a look at M.O.M as an acronym. The first M, which stands for miraculous. Why? The simple fact that our moms carried us for 9 months in their wombs. That is nothing short of a miracle. And I look at my mom, and let me tell you what I see. You see, I see a woman who carried me in her womb through poverty. I see a woman who carried me with a lack of nourishment, but yet she still bore me to this earth. That's a miracle. And see, what I also see is those moms, those mothers who did not physically have the child, but God made a miracle. They stood in the gap and became mothers where there was no mother for a child. Let me give you an example. My athletic secretary, our athletic secretary, Miss Jody, she stands in the gap as a mother for many of our student athletes. I thank her for that. And I look at that miracle because it's a miracle. She didn't have to do that. And I look at all the women around the world who stand in the gap and act as mothers when there's no mother in the place for the kid. So thank you for being a miracle for those children. Now the O stands for oasis. You see, one of the definitions of oasis is it's a place of calm in the midst of a turmoil. Now, what you talking about, Coach Hurd? You see, when all hell breaks loose, when Murphy's Law is in full effect, the moms are the ones that we run to give us peace, tranquility, and to steady the ship to get us right back on track to move forward. I know my mom does that for me, and I know all the moms around the world are the oasis for their children in a time of storm. So we thank Jesus for that as well. So now let's look at the last M. The last M stands for masterful. What you talking about, Coach Hurd? When I see mothers, I see the mastery of God. Listen to the proverb. In Proverbs chapter 31, verse 26 through 27, it states, she opens her mouth with wisdom, and loving instruction is on her tongue. She watches over her household, and does not eat the bread of idleness. You see, here's what it's trying to tell you. If you want wisdom, look to your mom. If you want to be successful, listen to the instructions from your mom. If you want to be orderly, look to your mom. If you want to be productive, look at your mom, who is the epitome of productivity. That's what the proverb is telling us. So, I'm done with this, y'all. So we want to thank all the mothers around the world. We thank you for being miracles. We thank you for being oasis. We thank you for the masterful ways and instructions that you have given us in our lives. We love you, and I want to tell you, we need you, and we can't do nothing without you. And to my mom, let me tell you, I love you, and your baby boy thinks the world of you. Hey, I'm Coach Hurd. Thank you for listening and tuning in to the Word from Coach Hurd. Catch me next week for some more Real Talk Biblical Lessons. Have a great week. Peace.